During the Breakfast Club interview, Gucci said that COVID triggered an episode for him. And this is part 2 of my breakdown of the Breakfast Club interview.
When you did Versus, right? What was your mind frame during Versus? And Keyshia, when you knew he was doing Versus against somebody that was his arch enemy at the time, right? What was your mind frame? Because you knew at any moment it could have went bad.
Did you want him to do it?
I told him not to.
And she said,
I said, you're not doing that. I said, I will pay you $1 million not to do this.
She told me that. Swear to God. She's like, I pay you $1 million not to do the Versus. I'm like, I'm going to do the Versus.
So when the world was shut down and there was so much going on, Gucci talks about how it triggered an episode for him. Also, he had gotten his teeth done, and a reaction to the anesthesia and medication for treating his pain level for the surgery triggered an episode. Also, he explains in the interview that during an early point in his career where he got a lot of tattoos, specifically the tattoo on his face, that was a sign of his mental health decline. He was crying out for help but was embarrassed of public scrutiny for his mental health. Keyshia explains that before her, Gucci was unhelped and enabled. And Gucci explained how he surrounded himself with enablers during his lowest times and when he was battling the most with his mental health. The industry praised and judged his mental health via the press, because all press is good press. He expressed how the label was actually excited when he got that ice cream tatted on his face because they thought that it was great for his brand. Keyshia influenced him to get his mental health under control so he could be a healthier man. And this reminds me of the Bible verse because she expresses her belief in God. Proverbs 18:22, which states, "Whoever finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." She is truly a healer because a lot of women would not have been able to stick through this. These are some of the things that when you pick specific men or allow yourself to be tied to specific men are in the vows. And this is why it's very important to choose wisely. Keyshia believes that this is a great investment. She says that she's well taken care of. But many women wouldn't have been able to do what she did and still be in that marriage or still see themselves as a wife. A lot of women would have walked away a long time ago. Gucci also talked about his loss of opportunities via artists, signing people, money, shows freedom due to his mental health, leading to a tarnished reputation from his episodes. And when we speak on episodes, we're talking about the outburst and reactions that can come from untreated or self-inflicted mental health moments like lashing out, outbursts, irrational public moments, mania, giving away a bunch of stuff, or just being extremely into risk-taking behaviors such as extreme drug usage, criminal activity, hypersexuality, stints in and out of prison, so on and so forth. Gucci also talked about how he feels somewhat ashamed of his influence on influencing others to do drugs while he was struggling with addiction. He is coming to terms with the fact that that was his reality, but he also sometimes feels a way because he feels like he influenced or enabled other people to indulge in those activities, even though in that moment that was just his reality. Creating his book was one of the ways that he could give back to the community by telling people about mental health and how to get clean and different vices that you can have outside of ones that are high risk taking behavior, such as drug addiction, drinking alcohol, hypersexuality, overspending, criminal activity, so on and so forth. Keyshia then expressed how she feels a way about certain artists not giving Gucci his credit in their come up, and how she didn't want him to do the verses because of the danger from the rap beef, and she wasn't even allowed to be there because she was pregnant and she had to watch it from being at home, and she was very nervous about what could happen. Luckily, it turned out good. At first, Gucci didn't want to do any verses altogether because he didn't understand what the value was, and then he ended up saying yes to it because it'll run his sales up. Jeezy wanted to do the verses with Gucci, and he initially declined at first, but then he said he would do it. Jeezy and Gucci did talk before the verses and had an encounter on an airplane with a seat mix-up. The disrespect ended for the most part after the verses, and this is the end of part 2. Part 3 will be on the way. Please go watch the full interview on The Breakfast Club on YouTube.
Well, how did for people that don't know, how did that verses come about? And what was your mind to do the songs that you did in that moment? Because I mean, I think everybody felt it watching, and people that were they were like, "Oh, this is gonna end up nasty."
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think. I seen an interview where Jesus was saying like, if I do a verses, I want to do it with Gucci, right? So after that, P had hit me like, bro, you heard Jesus say he want to do a verse with you. Would you do it? And I was like, I don't know if I do. I don't know if I want to do no verse. I ain't really there yet. Then he came back like, bro, I think this would be big if you do it. So next thing you know, Swiss and Larry Jackson end up hitting me, and we end up doing. Say we're gonna do the verses, right? And my mind frame going into it was like I was excited about it, like because all the previous verses were so big. So I'm like, man, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? This gonna be big for me. Everybody gonna be like, my catalog gonna go up. People gonna just I was excited about it.
Now when actually, Jeezy said he said here on Breakfast Club he wanted to do it with you, but you turned it down. That's what that conversation was. That was back in 2020.
I don't think I turned it down. I think I turned down doing verses. Period. But I was open to do the verses when they finally like broke it down to me. Like, okay, this the business about it. This how all this good can come out of it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Keyshia, you didn't want him to do it because you knew he could potentially have an episode? Or
no, I just don't trust it. I don't know. God forbid GC go say the wrong thing and things pop off. I ain't got time.
Yeah. Where were you when he was doing the verse?
I was pregnant at home. No, he didn't want me there.
So you were watching it?
Yeah, my hands was wet, sweating. I'm nervous. I'm like, Lord Jesus, help me.
So when he did that song, what were you thinking when he did that song? When he did that song, like, oh my goodness.
I'm just like this, like any normal person. I'm in the bed watching it like everybody else, scared.
And Jeezy, you said you were lucky that I'm sorry, Jeezy. Sorry, Gucci. Yeah. You said that you were happy that Jeezy took the moment to kind of shift the energy a bit.
I would say, in hindsight, I'm like, I respect the way he did what he said. You know what I'm saying? And you know what he said made sense. You know what I'm saying? But at that moment, in the moment, like in the heat of the moment, I wasn't thinking like, I'm happy he said that. In the heat of the moment, I was just like, man, what is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? Let's get on to the what we doing. But when I look back on, I'm like, that was smart. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That was smart, and it was deep. Yeah.
Did y'all speak before y'all did the verses personally?
Yeah, we did.
Or y'all did speak beforehand?
Yeah.
How was that conversation? Was that the first time y'all spoke throughout the years, or?
Man, it was funny because we seen each other on the airplane, right? And he was sitting in my seat.
Oh God,
that's
the craziest junk ever. I ain't never told the story, right? He's sitting in my seat, right? So I'm like, damn, I don't even want to talk to him, but I got to tell this dude, get out my seat. So it's like, I'm like, hey man, you in my seat, you got to get out my seat. But he see who it is. He like, well, I'm sitting in the same seat. Can you sit in mine? I'm like, nah, I can't sit in your seat. You just got to get up. That was the conversation we had prior.
Damn. If it would have been anybody else, you probably would be like, God, go ahead, sit in the seat.
You got to get up. You got to get up.
And he don't want to get up.
I can't, cause my pride won't let me say that you in my seat and I just, okay, I'm gonna sit over here.
Yeah.
Nah, dog, get up.
When was that?
But his pride won't allow him to be like, man, Gucci Mane told me to get up. And
right.
Oh, he got up and moved.